Welcome to day 350. We are in 2 Timothy 2 through 4 and moving right along. All right. Let's just hit into this. We got 3 points today, and really these are church age passages, and technically they're tribulation passages, things that are going to happen in the tribulation. And I say technically because we can use them in the times leading up to the tribulation, because it's the tribulation isn't going to happen and then all of a sudden people start being bad. This is just consistently ramping up to the point where, you know, they're going to hate and deceive and do all the evil openly, which is kind of starting to happen now. So this is another circumstantial piece of evidence that says, hey, we're closer than ever. So these 3 points are very important. So let's touch on these, all right? In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 18, it says, "They have left the path of truth, claiming that the resurrection of the dead has already occurred. In this way, they have turned some people away from the faith." All right, so you think about atheism and any other religion that's out there. I'm trying to think of, there's been something that new agey that's out there that turns people away from the faith and just nonstop. And the question I have is, why come up with this? And some people that I have talked to that are atheists would say, well, we're tired of living that lie and tired of being duped, and we don't think anybody else should be duped. And it's like, wow, how that has shifted so much from just searching for the truth. It's saving people from the truth, I guess, which is a strange thing. But that's what this is all about. As we get closer and closer to Revelation, in Revelation, we finally see that it's about accountability. It's about people, their own selfish desires and wanting to be God. Think about how many different religions are out there saying that you can be God and go from there. And it's all those things that turn people away from their faith, or before they even get to knowing who Christ is. So we get to 2 Timothy chapter 3, all verses 1 through 5. So it says this: "You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days would be tribulation time, there will be very difficult times, for people will love only themselves," we have that today, "and their money." You got to have money to get the things you want. "They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. They will act religious, but they will reject the power that could make them godly." Stay away from people like that. Disobedient, betraying, no self-control, slanderous, unloving, cruel, and hatred towards what is good. I think that verse right there describes our time that we're living in. Cruel and hateful towards what is good. I don't think I really need to explain anything. I mean, the Bible really is self-explanatory, and I don't need to say too much. I mean, you could read that multiple times. It's pretty hard to get away from that in our age today. And this is really about the last days. Another reason we keep thinking we're closer and closer and closer. So the last part really tells us how close we really are. Not how close, but that adds to what we've been saying in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 through 4. Now this has the verse in it that's a famous verse if you're into end times scripture. It says, "For a time is coming when people will no longer listen to sound and wholesome teaching." Nobody wants to listen to wholesome teaching, things that are factual, things that are helpful to the well-being and joy of your heart and of your life. Think about the attack on the family. 50% divorce rate because, that person doesn't make me happy anymore. Blah, 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 blah. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will tell them whatever their itching ears want to hear. They will reject the truth and chase after myths. Listen to that part. They will reject the truth. Knowing what the truth is, they reject it because they would rather follow the myths that make them feel better about themselves. That's the end times. And we are living in a time where people are already living that way, rejecting. If you've ever tried to talk to somebody and you have all the facts and you tell them the truth in a nice, peaceful way, graceful way, and they just decide, I just don't want to hear that, then that should raise some concern and help you understand how close we are to Christ coming back. That is your day 350. Don't worry, there's hopeful stuff to come. I'll see you tomorrow.